Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is how to make a tightness test, and it should look something like this. Except I made a whole video making this, only to realize I messed up. You don't want to go one under and two under. You're wanting to go one over and two over. But let me get rid of this. I'll tell you what, I'll just leave it there. I'll leave it there for right now so y'all can see it. My shame. Okay. So the way I did this is I grabbed a block. And if I remember right, it was something like 25. No, looks like 15 or so long. Anyways, you grab that block right over here. Pretty little block. Squash it down because it don't need to be that thick. So we're going to go to 4. We're going to line it up on our grid. Right like that. And I'm not sure why it's on 24. I thought these were 10. Something funny has changed there because it's not supposed to be that size. Okay, 20 by 20. Okay, I don't know what I was seeing. Apparently, it's not my day, gentlemen and ladies. Anyways, so here we go. Here's a hole. A block. And then we're going to get a cylinder over here. We're going to grab onto this corner. For the sake of this video, I'm going to do something I actually use. I'm using 6 a lot. I like all mine to be even numbers, but I go 6 by 6. You can shrink it down like that, or you can click on a corner and you can click in that box and hit enter. After you type your number, you can hit enter. But nonetheless, we have our 6 by 6 cylinder. I only need 3 of these. Okay, so then I'm going to keep clicking on it. I'm going to come up here to the left corner. And not this copy, but this copy. Grab that copy and just slide it over. You know what? Let me do something different here, guys. Let's get this thing a little more up, right about there. Now I'm going to hit copy. And then I'm just going to slide it over. But here's the trick. I need to go higher because I need to see, I already know that this 6mm is going to be real tight in this. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to figure out how loose I need to get it before it goes loosey-goosey. So I'm going to click on this corner where I got these. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go 6.1 and 6.1. So that's just super marginally larger. Okay. After I've done that, I'm going to click copy again and it's going to automatically make it just a little larger. Okay, see that? We went from 6.1 to 6.2. And then if I take this, you can see it's got a little bit of a waller. It's how easy do you want it to go? To really see how good it is, you see how right here it is shaving off some of it. We're on 1mm. I'm going to crank it down to 0.1. I'm going to take this block. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go up here to the color. Right here in the bottom corner of that box is transparent. I want to turn that on because I need to be able to see this column, this peg. So now I'm only moving that 0.1 and you can see just how tight that thing is. That's 0.2 over. And this is just 0.1 over. And man, it is snug, okay? See that? And it's not even in the right, it's not even all the way. There we go. So the reason you need to do this is you need to do it because of your machine and also because of your software, whether it's Tinkercad or Blender. You need to know how this interfaces with your actual print device. So when you do your designs, you know you have them right. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, I can turn this thing off of transparency. So I'm going to click on the color, turn transparency off. Okay, Now we're going to do text. I had a video the other day where I forgot where text was. It's right here. Okay. And then you go up here to this box where the color was, top right, and you're going to type in what you need. And so for this one, I'm going to do plus, excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Hope I didn't bust out the mic with that cough. We're going to do plus 0.1. That's what I'm typing up there. Okay, we're going to hit enter. Now we're going to shrink this way down, just like that. And then I'm going to bring it over and I'm going to put it right in front of that. You can use this text for all sorts of things, for making memorabilia, for your mom, for your girlfriend, for whatever, for your brother, for your sister. Going to do this again, same thing, except now I'm going to add that plus 0.2. So the other thing to remember too on this, let's grab a corner and let's shrink it down. Then let's grab it, let's slide it over, and we're still way too big. The other thing to remember is every time you change your type of filament, grab this top square right there, pop it down. Okay, and then just kind of center it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You know what this is. You're going to save it for later. Okay, now we're going to group that. But every time you change filament, you're going to need this so that you know if you're using PLA or PLA Plus, Tough Plus that I use for bamboo, or if you're using one of the others, PTG, any of that stuff, this is going to change because those things are going to shrink differently. They're going to melt differently. And then if you change your nozzles and your layers, all this stuff will affect this, believe it or not. Right now I'm using, I think, 0.06 high quality. And this thing, this peg right here at this size, 6 millimeters, not very big. This peg right here, still prints layers. The other thing too is if you want this thing to be strong, don't print it vertically like this. Lay it sideways because it'll snap off on your layer lines right there. That being said, for this purposes, I don't want anything to be so tight that I have to worry about that. So to me, it don't matter. I'm not worried about it. So I'm going to get my my cylinder over here. I'm going to try to line up on corners. I'm going to, let's make sure yeah, see there? Okay. So let's go back. Let's go to 0.1. We want everything to be in 1 millimeter increments. If you leave it on that 0.01, you can have some serious adjustments. So instead of doing all this stuff, I'm going to get lazy and click on that corner. I'm going to go over here and hit 6, enter, click on the other one, 6, enter. Now we have a 6x6 column. Go and drop that down. The reason I put this little block on top is so that I have something flat that I can get a pair of pliers on, that I can get my thumbs on, you name it, so that I can twist. Because sometimes you have to twist to insert. And so if you're doing some kind of sci-fi robot or a rabbit or whatever, and you have multiple connections for the same piece, you aren't going to be able to twist. But if it's an arm joint or something like that, you'll have time to twist. So the other thing is right here under this box, I'm going to reduce the steps to 0. I'm doing that for a reason because I don't really want it round, although it could be round. It wouldn't hurt. And I'm going to shrink. I'm going to bring this way down. Then I'm going to hit Control and arrow up just like that. But the reason I'm doing those steps is because I'm going to go about the same size as a circle. And I do not want to have to do supports. Does that make sense? Because if I have 45s on here, I'll be good to go. But if I don't have 45s on this, you'll see it in a minute. It'll end up overhanging. And I don't want that. I mean, I don't want a bunch of burly supports. I just want to be able to print this. 0 supports. So I'm just finessing that thing in. If you have trouble, go ahead and hit this home button because the camera can get kind of funky sometimes. So you hit that home button and then it opens it up. It kind of recenters your camera because as you're sitting here working, you will find that your thing will get way off center. Okay, so I'm going to go control and arrow up again. That way I don't lose my position. Right there. Okay, and for my own sake, I'm going to take this text and up here, I'm just going to do a 6. So I remember that is a 6mm. Hit enter. Lasso this guy right here by left clicking your mouse and then hit this button right here. I should have said it earlier. I didn't. Unfortunately, I need to treat all these videos as though anybody watching it is completely new to the device. So now that I got that 6, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on this arrow. I'm going to keep it inside the circle because if I go outside the circle, I get these weird degrees, but inside the circle will keep it on major degrees. And then I'm going to make sure this 6 is going to fit. And if I can grab it by the right way instead of accidentally hitting those little pegs, because pegs will resize it instead of move it. Okay, so I'm going to put that 6 right there. Now, to do the other side, I'm going to copy while I'm clicked on that 6, but then we're going to use this mirror feature right here. I'm going to click that, and that will invert that 6, and now I can just hit the arrow back and move it to the other side so that it's still a 6 on the other side and not a backward 6. So I'm going to rotate my camera around, and I just need enough that I can look at it and read it. You can leave it on one side, but I'm putting it on both sides. And then I'm going to click this home button again so that I can get my camera right. And then I'm going to go over here and group after I lasso all that together. Group. Now I can take this guy. I can lasso this whole mistake I did. This whole mistake and hit the delete. And if I go, oh man, I didn't want to delete that. What do? This nice arrow button right there will pull it all right back. And you can do that to reverse any step you go. So if I'm over here and I'm grabbing this thing and I'm like, I'm going to move it like this. And then all of a sudden, when I go to move it, like earlier, I accidentally click on that. And oh, now I distorted it because it doesn't equally raise it. Like if you actually didn't grab this one, it just distorts everything. So over here, I can go arrow, arrow, and I'm back to where I was, but I'm deleting that anyways. But my whole point being is you need this so that you know your designs are going to work with the actual filament you're using or whatever kind of printer. I use filament printers, a Bamboo A1. I have good luck with it. I enjoy it. But anyways, this is your peg and hole, and you need to know how this is. For me personally, it's easier for my pegs to always be the same size and me to adjust the holes bigger and then align them to the peg than for me to be making my pegs bigger. It's just a pet peeve of mine. It's easier for me to make the holes bigger than the pegs bigger because you need to have a system as you're making and designing. You need that system of something's always got to be the same. So if you want the holes to always be the same, great. Then you make your pegs smaller. But if you want your pegs to always be the same, always make your holes bigger. And that way you're not you just make it your pattern. But anyways, sit here and I might have been talking fast. I was trying to keep this from being a long video, but it's turned out to be a little longer. But I hope y'all have learned something. I hope you've enjoyed it. And good luck tinkering out there.